This is the second video about the good boy and what happens when you bring a good boy up. Now, a lot of people, women especially, think that it's a good idea to bring up a good boy. Well, that's what you would think, but it's not the case. So, the first video said about the good boy, disadvantages that the good boy had was he gets bullied at school, can't get in a football team, and he can't get a girlfriend. So we move on to his middle life now, and his employment and marriage, etc. Now, when it comes to work, or anything, the bad boy will push his way to the front, whereas the good boy won't push his way to the front. He won't be assertive. He will, think that it's not proper to do that. Whereas the bad boy is like, yeah, I'll have it, yeah, I'm coming, look out the way, I'm coming through. And this puts the good boy at disadvantage because he's always second. And he won't lie on his job application, he won't give any incorrect details about his education, about his work experience. He will tell the truth, basically. And quite often when you tell the truth about yourself on a job application, you won't get the job. Anyway, so he's at a disadvantage there. When it comes to girls and women, right, the good boy always gets left behind. The good boy is the beta, the bad boy is the alpha. So he goes through life taking second best at work and second best with his mates. His mates will take advantage of the good boy because they know he can borrow money off him, and if they don't pay him back, it doesn't matter. And girls, get favours done, get him to do favours for him, and he thinks he's going to get somewhere with these girls by doing favours for them and doing this, that and the other. And of course they just say thanks very much and go to the bad boys. Anyway, so how does the good boy get married? Yes, he does. He will get married. So you're thinking to yourself, well, how, if he's at such a disadvantage and he's a beta male, how come he can get married? Well, they don't all get married. A lot of them don't. But the ones that do are a target. Now then, when a woman reaches 27, consciously or subconsciously, she wants to start. It's getting too late to start a family. Okay, yeah, you can have a child at 40. You can't start a family at 40. You can just have one child. Ideally, you want to start a family at between your 20s and 25. If you're a woman and you want 3 kids, it takes about 10 years to have 3 kids, unless you have twins. So, so you're 25, say, and you have 3 kids, you're going to be 35 by the time the third one is born, which is okay. But if you're 40, or whatever, and you start off, well, you're going to be 50 before the kid goes to school. Anyway, doesn't matter. The woman who is 27 hasn't got a partner. She's been out with all the bad boys. She can't get one. She's got to look now for a beta male. Along comes the good boy. There we go. The beta male. She's got to make do with the beta male. That's one type of woman that will marry the good boy. And the other one is a girl that's had disturbance in her life, that's been abused in some way, sexually or mentally or whatever, or has got some sort of mental illness or mental complaints. They will target a good boy because they know that the good boy is not going to hit them, hurt them, abuse them in any way, look after them, and they can, in both cases, they can trample all over a good boy. So he gets married to this woman, and she knows that he's going to help her with her housework. He's not going to be abusive to her. He's not going to be this. He's not going to be that. He's going to be fairly ineffective, but he's going to be a father, and she wants a family, so she has the kids. Now they go up. Might have 2 or 3 kids, and then things go on, and now she's going to get fed up with the beta male. She's going to get fed up with him because she wants an alpha male. All women do, right? And so she's going to get fed up with him and get rid of him. Going to make it look like it's his fault, but she'll get rid of him. She's got a house, she's got the kids. She knows that he is going to support her with the maintenance, with this, that, and the other. Have the kids at the weekend, have the kids on a Wednesday night. So it's going to give her like a second life, a second freedom. So she gets rid of him, and knowing full well that he's going to pay everything, and anytime she's short of money, he'll cough up extra money. He'll always be, there to look after the kids, this, that, and the other. Or he might not even get to see the kids and cough up all this maintenance and all the money and all the rest of it and not complain about it. So, there he is. He's either married one of these women with some mental problem, which is a nightmare, or one of these women that know damn well that they're going to, sooner or later, they're going to get rid of him. So there he is. He's got no money. He's got all this maintenance. He's got an average job. So what does he do? What does a good boy do? He goes back to mother. After all, mother turned him into a good boy in the first place, right? With all the rest of the female relations. Anyway, so he goes back to mother. Now, at least she loves him. At least, it's somewhere cheap to live, and a bit of company for the mother or whatever. Anyway, so he goes on. He lives with his mother for 10 years. Everything's all right. Then she gets sick, so he has to look after his mother then for another 10 years. And you might think to yourself, well, that's all right because there he is. He's getting on a bit now. His mother will die. He'll get the house and the money in the bank because he's looked after. He's taken care of her, so he's going to be all right. Anyway, guess who turns up just before mother dies? Yeah, the bad boy brother. Now, the bad boy brother never used to help on the farm. Never used to help with anything. He'd borrow money off his parents, off his mum, off his dad, and not pay it back. All this sort of stuff. Now, this is in the Bible. Now, I'm not religious, but it's in the Bible. It was happening all them years ago. Aesop, is it? Jacob and Aesop? Anyway, one of the Bible stories tells this story. Anyway, so there you are. Now, what does he do? He goes to mother and says, look, the good boy, his good boy brother, is a paedophile, or is a drunkard, or has got gambling debts, or wants to start some sort of nonsense up with the money that he's going to inherit. Any old rubbish, any old lies, and she will swallow it. She then leaves, makes another will, leaves the house to the bad brother, doesn't tell the good brother. She dies, okay? The will goes to court, the property goes to the bad brother. Now the good brother accepts it because he's done that all his life. He accepts people walking all over him, so he accepts that. He gets evicted from the house by the bad brother. So what does he do then? He's out, he's got nowhere to go. He might end up in some dodgy little flat somewhere, dodgy little digs, turn to drink, maybe turn to gambling, quite possibly become a misogynist because women have never done him any favours throughout his life. He's been a good boy, he's got nowhere. Right, so he might get a computer and start trolling women, or even worse. Now, it's ironic because His mother and other women have turned him into a good boy, and now at the end of his life, or even midway through his life, he's going to start turning against women in some innocuous way or in some very violent way. So, you know, this is what happens to the good boy, the nice guy. The good boy turns into a nice guy. And this is what happens to nice guys. So, this is part 2. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll probably do another one to tell you how to get around it all.